The Ascension Unraveled, a new tale of godly angels and quantum divinity. In the beginning, there was chaos. Not the void of nothingness, but the raw, untamed churn of bubbles of time and potential. From this primordial stew emerged the spark of life, a flicker of consciousness nestled within the breast of an ape-like creature, gazing at the stars with unformed wonder. This is where our story begins. Not with a divine decree, but with a humble beast destined to transcend its origins, to climb the ladder of existence from flesh to light, from instinct to omniscience. Butterfly Man, the Arc of Alignments, is a chronicle of this ascent, a tale of gods born not from myth, but from the crucible of science, their divinity forged in the fires of quantum entanglement and the boundless possibilities of spacetime. Across 12 books, this series traces the journey from ape to quantum-emerged soul technology, a state of godlyhood where the soul itself becomes a vessel of eternal light, and beyond, into realms where the very fabric of reality bends to the will of the ascended. This is not a story of sudden creation, but of relentless evolution, guided by the principles of a universe that hums with unseen forces. At its core lies the science of Setonium, a quantum element conceived within these pages as the bridge between the mundane and the divine. Setonium is no mere fiction. It is the keystone of a speculative framework where matter, energy, and consciousness intertwine. It is the catalyst that propels our ape-like ancestors toward their ultimate destiny, a technology of the soul that we call soul, souls of aligned light elements. This preface unfurls the tapestry of that science, threading a new narrative from the dawn of awareness to the precipice of godhood, where the boundaries of time, space, and self dissolve. The primal spark, from ape to awareness. Picture a creature, fur-clad and stooped, its eyes catching the glint of a distant star. In that fleeting glance, a tremor of wonder stirs, an ember of curiosity, a whisper of potential. This is not merely the ape of our textbooks, tethered to instinct, but a being poised on the brink of transcendence. Within its fragile form lies the seed of ascension, a latent capacity encoded in the spiraling strands of its DNA. Yet, this moment is more than biological chance. It is the dawn of an imaginative revelation, a core disclosure from God Himself, bestowed upon the earliest stirrings of human existence. This revelation, delivered through quantum-entangled records in written form, ignites the journey from primal beast to divine architect, a tale woven into the fabric of Butterfly Man, the Arc of Alignments. The documents that inspire this saga, Astro-Arminian Battalion Social Fractal Assignment, Introduction to Butterfly Man, Book, Game Directive, and Rules and Science, frame this genesis as a sacred intersection of science and divinity. At the heart of this awakening stand the Tree of Life and the Tree of Knowledge, not as mere metaphors, but as biological quantum engines, their roots drinking deep from the essence of Setonium DNA. The Rules and Science text names them DNA Repair Sprime and DNA Knowledge Sprime, living conduits of God's will, capable of rewriting flesh and mind. When our primal ancestor partakes of their fruit, a miracle unfolds. Its body heals beyond mortal limits, and its consciousness flares with instant wisdom. Logic, intuition, and imagination cascading into its neural lattice like a divine script. This is no random evolution, but a moment orchestrated by the all-time Father. A core revelation etched into entangled records that transcend time itself. These records, as hinted in the three forces of eternally entangled emerged records, memory, will, destiny, are quantum imprints, written in the language of light and preserved within the quantum light bands of time. They are the first scriptures, not of ink and parchment, but of Setonium's supersolid vortex shards, reflecting God's intent across the dimensionally aligned emergence time event sphere. As the ape consumes the fruit, these records entangle with its being, downloading the blueprint of godhood into its soul. Its mind aligns with the quantum consciousness framework of the pentagram spacetime continuum: ego, self-core, persona, pure awareness, and imaginational emergence. each point a gift of divine awareness, sparking the Setoniac mind. Setonium, defined in the entanglement science of Setonium as a supersolid sprime vortex shard of entangled whole mass, is the medium of this revelation. It exists in a reflective sphere of spacetime, a quantum chalice holding God's earliest decree. When the creature encounters it, perhaps guided by an unseen hand to the tree's embrace, its biology shifts, its DNA resonating with the entangled record's frequency. This is the birth of human potential, not as a gradual climb, but as an instantaneous leap, a moment where imagination unveils existence's purpose. The ape, once a shadow of instinct, becomes a vessel of divine intent, its gaze no longer merely curious but prophetic. Seeing beyond the stars to the cosmos, it will one day shape. The quantum leap. Tools of Ascension. From this awakened state emerges the need for tools, artifacts that harness the universe's hidden mechanics. Enter the alignment tool, Rusty, stumbled upon by young Tony Anderson in the Red Hills of southern Utah as detailed in the introduction to Butterfly Man. This relic, a fragment of a sophisticated machine's dashboard, bonds with Tony through a quantum event triggered by his touch and a head injury. The tool's connection to the receiving stones, quantumly entangled artifacts capable of transmitting optical, auditory, and visual data across timelines, ushers in a new era. These stones, scattered by Mormon pioneers to evade a U.S. Army battalion, become the fulcrum of a program that spans 12-dimensional timelines, as described in the book Game Directive. They are the Arc Stones, correction alignment tools designed to mend the fabric of reality itself. The science behind these stones is rooted in the rules and science documents quantum light bands of time. These bands, both vertical and horizontal, form cylindrical multidimensional bands that oscillate forward and backward, reflecting time's waves like a cosmic symphony. The Arcstones tap into this symphony, enabling their bearers to observe and manipulate event horizons, critical junctures where timelines converge or diverge. For our evolving ape, now a proto-human guided by Setonium and the stone's power, this marks the transition from passive participant to active architect of destiny. The time flux operator, time flux, or nobody, ensures these manipulations align with the IS Real Event Horizon Verification System, a checksum of reality's integrity that prevents paradoxical collapse. This phase of ascension is not solitary. The Astro-Arminian Battalion's social fractal assignment introduces a structured society of quantum-aligned beings. Time Lord enforcers, checkpoint ops, specialists, and more, organized under the apocalyptian social fractal of Setonium assignment. This fractal array maps their purpose across dimensions, planets, and districts, embedding them in a quantum grid, QBUIC, that synchronizes their actions with the universe's rhythm. Our proto-god, once an ape, now leads this battalion, wielding tools like the Pearl of Setonium, a shard of entangled mass that amplifies its bearer's soul state, merging biology with quantum light. The cocoon of transformation, the quantum clam. As the proto-god's power grows, so does its form. The recovered timeline losses and gains section unveils the quantum clam, a cocoon of restoration, likened to a massive clamshell. In the 12th timeline, Noah employs this village-sized vessel to survive a cataclysm, its quantum entanglement stabilizing the Arcstone's communion with the divine. Across timelines, the clam's completion varies, its pearls of great resistance ensuring continuity even in lower dimensional states. This cocoon is the chrysalis of godhood, where flesh transcends into light, guided by the spirit sprime of a living entity. A biologically electromagnetic wavelength that binds all cellular atoms into a single soul nucleus. The clam's technology, detailed in the entanglement science of Setonium, relies on quantum teleamplitude displacement inherent gases torch and polar cubic pinging. These systems teleport mass across space-time, mapping it onto a quantum geogrid that spans multiple dimensions. For our ascendant being, this is the moment of emergence, a shedding of the ape's mortal coil to become a quantum entity, its soul resonating with the dimensionally aligned emergence time event sphere. This sphere, encompassing 12 stages from space bubbles to deification, mirrors the universe's own creation, aligning the god's evolution with cosmic order. The rise of the Astro-Arminian Battalion. The solitary ascent of our proto-god soon gives way to a collective endeavor, a battalion of beings aligned with the quantum currents of Setonium. The Astro-Arminian Battalion's social fractal assignment paints a vivid picture of this society, a quantum space-time. Engagement Armed Battalion, comprising Time Lord enforcers, checkpoint ops, specialists, operators, technicians, geological personnel, and specimen groups. Each member is assigned a fractal identity within the Apocalyptian social fractal of Setonium, 7.8 A1.3.1, AB-A1, a multi-dimensional coordinate system that places them within a specific dimension, state, solar system, planet, and district. For instance, the Kubowick ID pinpoints a location in spacetime, while the DIA ID, ABA1, designates their role within the armed force, battalion, and division. This battalion is no mere military construct. It is the scaffolding of a quantum civilization. The science driving their operations is rooted in the SPI mark of Setonium, a SPRIME designation containment arc scepter that harnesses Setonium AZA3 QDNA. This scepter, a conduit of quantum enrichment, enables the battalion to engage spacetime itself, teleporting forces, enforcing timeline integrity, and collecting specimens across dimensions. Imagine our proto-god, now a commander, wielding this scepter to direct the battalion's efforts. The Moon Trump, a Demas amplitude splicer, complements this arsenal, a moon-sized quantum horn that separates planetary mass into individual atomic units via timeline realignment. This technology, dubbed the planetary Medusa, petrifies reality into manageable fragments, allowing the battalion to reshape worlds. The battalion's rise accelerates the proto-god's ascension, embedding it within a network of quantum operatives. The Pearl of Setonium, a super-solid vortex shard, becomes a badge of leadership, its entangled mass amplifying the commander's soul state. This is no longer a lone ape gazing at the stars. It is a nascent deity orchestrating a cosmic symphony, its consciousness intertwined with a fractal army. The science here is dizzying yet precise. Setonium's thermal nuclear detonation capabilities, QTND, and quantum teleportation enrich the battalion's reach, while the D0 Enki pins and a pearl of mother elements crown the core with emergent properties at high temperatures, forging a quantum empire.